So refocusing my thoughts, I bought a jacket, somebody complimented me on it, and I was like, I don't want to be seen as someone who wears Patagonia. And it was this weird thing. I was like, why do I feel bad about wearing a Patagonia jacket? Like, I have this like shame about wearing it outside, wearing this damn jacket outside. So here's the jacket. Here's the jacket. I'm outside and I'm like, man, I should put a patch over this or something. I should like cover up the Patagonia logo because I feel guilty that I bought a $250 jacket. And it gets me to this point, this very, I don't know, deep point in myself where I'm like, why do I feel bad? Why do I feel guilty? Is it because I don't have a lot of money and I'm spending it on a jacket that, even though I already had a jacket that worked fine and was very warm and maybe it was even warmer than this jacket? Is that why? But then I look at, why did I buy this jacket? Okay. I bought this jacket because I'm going on a trip and I need it to pack down to a size that is mobile. And then I look at my whole, this materialist life goal of mine to live out of a backpack, which brings me to my next, as I said, this video is going to be a confessional. My next thing, which is this Tom Bin backpack that I just bought, which is, ironically, a $200 backpack. And I say I don't have a lot of money. That is clearly a lie. That is clearly a lie, right? I don't know. I have no idea how to judge my finances relative to another person's. But I am also in this weird situation where I'm a student and things are different when you're a student. You can kind of like, I don't know. Things are different. But see, this is the core of the issue. Why do I feel the need to justify what I am buying? And so going deeper into myself, I wonder, is it because I attribute value? The physical things I own, I believe that they say something about myself, that they make a moral judgment on my character. And I think that's what it is. Because I pulled out all the stuff that I bought recently, and I've been buying a lot of stuff recently because I'm going on this trip, and it's all stuff that I feel like I was inevitably going to buy in this journey to try to live out of a backpack, which has in turn become very expensive for me, which is like, I don't know, a low dark point. I feel guilty about it. I did not grow up in a lifestyle that was luxurious, that was expensive, bougie. I did not grow up bougie, and I feel like because I bought all of these things for this trip that I'm going on, I'm somehow become bougie because I've also bought this trip. I'm paying $2,000 to go to the West Coast to study trees, and I'm just thinking like, I just am thinking that this is not for me, I guess, because I'm all angsty. I hit this like teenage angst phase in my life that I somehow missed when I was younger. Like, trust me, I was resentful enough when I was younger, but it's like more real now somehow. It's more like I've gotten into like anarchist politics and like all of these things, and like I am all like anti-system these days, and I'm sure it's for a variety of reasons, but it's all compiled into this weird guilt that I have bought all these things. And so since this is my confessional, and this video is more for me, I guess, than it is for anyone else, I'm gonna just, like, go through these things that I've gotten recently and really ask myself why I feel bad. And for me, my go-to is to do this, like, rational analysis. So I bought a $200 jacket to go with, like, $100, let's see, I don't even remember. $100 windbreaker. So that's $350 plus this, which is 300. You're probably better at math. $550 plus this thing, which is about $50. It's a little toiletry bag to go with the bag, because the toiletry bag I had before won't fit in it. So that's $600 plus these damn shoes. because I need some fucking waterproof shoes so that I can slosh around wherever and not have wet feet because my liberal professor convinces me that this is a great idea. Even though maybe I'm having remorse about this. Okay, so that's $700, right? And then I also have the stuff sack, which was about $10. So that's $710 plus the lid to this water bottle, which is $10. Because I convinced myself it was essential to have an all-metal water bottle. So that's $720, plus I bought a little bag to go into to put my headlamp in, and that was about $10 too. So I'm at $730 in. I'm committed. $730 and $2,200 for the trip cost. So I'm like $3,000 in, let's say. And given this stuff is stuff that minus these damn shoes, which I think I'm resentful because I used to wear 5 fingers, and those, I would just like walk through shit and it would be fine, you know? I don't know. It's not relevant to this discussion, I don't think. Maybe it is, but so I'm like $3,000 in, let's say. 3,000 about. We'll just round it up. Say I bought some extra shit out of something. So I'm $3,000 in. That's okay. I can afford that. In the grand scheme of things, I can't afford that, but I realize that when I graduate, I'm not going to live this bougie lifestyle. I'm not going to be going on trips to the West Coast on an airplane and all of this elaborate stuff and go to these tourist locations and all of this bullshit. And I guess I'm at the core I'm resentful because I think at the very core I know that academia is fucked up for me personally. I think it's fucked up because it's so authoritative, it's so limiting. You spend so much money to get so little in some ways, but it's nonetheless saved me from being a small town American townie. Should I also add that I got this piercing? No. I feel like that was the one time I ever bought something for myself, like, that was like extra, you know, that felt like non-essential. Do you know what I mean? This video is for me. I'm not going to worry about what anyone on the other side thinks. I've been so worried about other people. And this whole, it's ironic, isn't it? Because I've been so into anarchist politics, and I'm worried about what other people think. And you know what? I'm all preaching this I'm preaching autonomy. I'm like, bro, we should all be autonomous, radical respect of the other, and all these things. When it comes down to it, I'm all worried about what other people think of me. I'm all worried about how I'm treating other people. And ultimately, I think what all of this is that I'm holding myself to such a high moral standard. Such a high moral standard that I need to be this perfect person who never fucks up. And like, the thing is, as I get older, and I'm not that old, but as I get older, I realize that I am so wasteful. I take so much. And I think that I take so much less than other people. But, like, I have taken less than the mainstream bougie person who doesn't think about things. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds very judgmental. But I have made an intentional effort to not be so wasteful, to not take so much. But I realize it's all out of this guilt that I can't take, that I somehow have to compensate morally. I have to compensate for the sake of the big picture, and that my morality is at stake. If I don't live the most minimal life that I can, the lightest life, that I am somehow a bad person, that I didn't try hard enough, that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't, you know, that I wasn't, like, perfect. And when I break it down, it's like consumerism makes me believe, I think, that it creates all of these false needs, right? Because I was thinking about this today. I went to the rock climbing gym and I paid $18 for a day pass. And I was like, man, what world do we live in where we pay to exercise? What the fuck? We pay to exercise, you know? And I'm breaking it all down and I'm like, I pay for exercise, I pay for food, I pay to live, I pay for all these things. Why is everything turned into money? And why do I have these things that feel like needs to me? And I guess they are needs to me, but I think what bothers me is the fact that they're not real needs. They are needs in the sense that I need them to exist in this system. I need certain things. I need clothes. I need a warm jacket. I need a water bottle. I need a backpack. I need these things to exist in this context, in this system. But I think what bothers me is not that I need them. It's that the need is false. The system is a delusion almost. It's this capitalist world that we live in, this like buying things that we need to have adventures or to live this individual life that's all dependent on no one but yourself and only on what you buy. It's fake in some way. It's inauthentic in some way. Some part of it feels fraudulent. Some part of it feels like I've duped myself. It feels like, what am I buying all these things for? How are these real needs? Because I don't know. When it comes down to it, what do I really need? I need love. I need food. I do need exercise. I do need mobility. I need change in setting. I need all these things, but the way that I have to obtain them through money, through working to then get something, to work to enjoy, is the problem. And this is what I've been explaining. Zizek, he is a philosopher, a very good philosopher, in my opinion. Good in the sense that what he says about philosophy, that philosophy should be about reframing the problem, figuring out what the problem really is. And he says that enjoyment is really just super ego, which I'm trying to understand exactly what that means, but I think he's onto something there to say that all of this enjoyment, there's something not, from my perspective, not real about enjoying. It's like there's the time you don't enjoy, there's the time that you work, and then there's this time that you have to enjoy, you're obligated to enjoy, this leisure time. And the leisure time, there's something fraudulent about it, because what is this division of life, this division of existence, division of life into time, and time into work, and then freedom? There's something there. I'm not, maybe you guys can tell me what it is. Maybe you guys can piece these connections together, but that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm somewhere between guilt and enjoyment. Maybe that's what it is. I'm somewhere between guilt and enjoyment, between excess and what I'm starting to see as a false notion of the minimum, a false notion of necessity. Yeah, so those are my thoughts today. I hope that you have, if you want to have a good day, that you have a good day. And that, even if this video was for me, it was a confessional to myself, I hope that you did get something out of this.